also. So you don't necessarily need that if you're doing a tutorial. You really have to watch out for the copyrighted videos. How I got a ding the other day, I got this off of Facebook. It was actually I don't know if you've seen the Burning Man timeline video being passed around on Facebook, quite interesting. They set it up like a month before and a month after, you see it build and come down. Well, it's being passed around Facebook, but there wasn't a copyright tag in it, right? Because it's just on Facebook. So I put it on mine, and lo and behold, they said it was copyrighted, and then they actually dinged me, and I had to go and take the test and pass the test, and it's kind of silly. So I have to be really careful now. And I thought that was safe. So if you are going to be using other people's videos, try to get permission. There was one time I didn't. Not one time, but one of the few times. So title it relevant to the topic and to the search terms. So what I always tell people, like in some of my SEO courses, is think of Jeopardy. Okay, so a lot of times, if we're trying to get somebody that's looking for foreclosure, for example, I'm trying to think of a better example. Okay, you would go, how long until the bank takes my house, right? And so you title your video in a question, because people are typing questions into YouTube. So think about titling your video and your blogs and some of your SEO content in general as a question. So think in terms of Jeopardy. And so in the case of Jeopardy, if we were going to talk about a short sell, Alex would ask the question, the process of the bank taking less, right? And that's how you title your video. Well, the answer is short sell. Okay, so somebody might type in, what is the process of the bank taking less? Just an example. Algorithms aren't the best at answering questions yet, so the asking the question thing for SEO purposes is still a good trick. Be demographic specific. So for example, with Reno, I want to talk mostly about Reno homes, things like that, Tahoe homes. But for my internet marketing business, I'm going to be more global in my branding, okay? And always think, what are your customers asking and wanting? So you can go into chat rooms and see what forums and what people are asking and demanding, and you go in there and answer the question on YouTube. A good practice thing, if you're going to, especially with webcams to me are the most intimidating. You got this thing right in front of you, and you just have this feeling that it's right there in front of you. So practice with no camera. A lot of times a good trick what we do, and if you ever bring anybody into your office to make a YouTube video, is don't tell them the camera's on, just say you're practicing, and then of course the old trick, we got the camera on. So practice without a camera a few times to get it right. And don't worry if you screw up. We're only human. Don't make these videos perfect. If they're too perfect, then you're going to seem like a scammer. YouTube videos generally you want to have a little roughness to them. So I've got anywhere from highly polished to very rough ones. Very, very rough ones where I stick the camera out the window and I'm driving down the street. Pretend a person's in the camera. So if that's the camera, I pretend like I'm talking right direct to you. So pretend a person is in the camera. Pretending you have an audience is a classic. So a little trick here, since we're amongst friends, is a lot of times, like right now, for example, you don't know if all you guys are back there or I'm pretending to have an audience. So actually on my YouTube channel, I must confess, we've done a few seminars with faux audiences. And my buddies are back there answering questions disguising their voices. Yeah, so pretend you have an audience is a classic and makes you look like you know what you're talking about. Show the real you. Don't go up there and pretend to be somebody you're not, because you want to sell yourself, especially in real estate. They're going to ultimately meet you anyhow. Use your playlist, keyword your playlist also. Now above all as business people, you want to have a call to action. So in the beginning of your videos, go look, I sell real estate, if I can help you let me know. By the way, I work for Coldwell Banker, we're a national chain. If I can't help you in Reno or Tahoe, we can find anybody to help you. And then I also tell them that at the end. Very, very, very important. In your description of what your video is about, put your website and your phone number in there. Nobody does that. Make sure they can get a hold of you. Don't do all this stuff without a call to action and them getting a hold of you. That's the biggest mistake I see in social media and internet marketing is no content, no call to action, no contact. So that's the big thing. And I'm a big answer my phone guy. I know that kind of dates me, but I do answer my phone, so I like them to call me, and I do get a lot of calls. You get them to sign up for an ebook at that point, get them to sign on to your blog, your newsletter, all that stuff can work in harmony. So everything's in the description, all your Facebook links, everything. Be honest, sincere, transparent, and every video and a lot of the social media stuff, you kind of want to take these things on a topic to topic. You want to stay on course. In other words, I'm here talking to you about YouTube today. We're not going to get off base, and there's too many videos where the guy's rambling on. So if I'm talking about foreclosure, I'm going to talk about foreclosure. If I'm on my social media channel, if I'm talking about Facebook, I'm going to talk about Facebook. So be very, very clear, unless you're talking overall. Shorter is better, 3 minutes or less. You're better off with 3 3-minute videos than 1 9-minute one. Okay, generally speaking. Now, what we're doing today, obviously, you wouldn't want to sit there and break it up too much unless you had the 15-minute thing going on. Shorter is better. Seminars, instructional, etc. I just said that is the exception to that rule. Sharing to other sites, you can use that on the profile. I talked about that briefly with Martin. You've got your linking out to Twitter. You got everything basically wove together. So anytime if they're on my Facebook, they can get over to YouTube. Anytime they're on YouTube, they can go to Facebook. Anytime they're on my blog, everything's wove together. But where I ultimately want to get them is to what I call the mothership. And the mothership is your money site. It's your e-commerce site. In my case, it's where they search for MLS or whatever. So always gently pushing them to your money site, back to that website to make money. So that's the big thing. And squeeze pages with offers on them and things like that. But don't be so cheesy where they can't look at it without signing in. You got to be careful with that. But be careful not to lose them. LinkedIn works great for getting at those videos as well. If you want to do a shotgun out to all your sites at once, you can use Hootsuite, TweetDeck, and things like that. So you can put your video on there, and then at that point do a quick paragraph, and at that point it's going to shoot out to Facebook, Twitter, your blog, wherever you direct it to, and it's a one-stop shop. So those are really good for social media in general. They're one-stop shops. But you got to kind of watch it. The big dilemma is you got somebody following you on Twitter, following you on Facebook, following YouTube. They're going to go, well, geez, now I just saw the guy's content at once. So it depends on your business. It depends, not that many people, to be honest with you. Most businesses, it's not like, hey dude, follow me on Twitter, it's just not going to happen, so you don't have to worry about it too much. Vimeo and Vidler are the best for long videos. So if you got really long videos that are large files and stuff, Vimeo and Vidler are your best ones for that. If you're going to stream it live, Ustream with the U is the best for streaming live. Ustream's really good. YouTube actually has the capability to stream live. In fact, they've streamed Obama live quite a few times. They have the capability. They just don't know if they want to do that. My own thing is I think they're going to buy Ustream. That's probably what's going to happen. That's why they don't want to stream live. A good trick, too, this is kind of hypocritical of me to say this, but I don't allow video. So after you post your YouTube video, it's very basic when you first post it. Okay, and we're not going to get too much into that because obviously we don't have a screen. That would take a while. So it's not a YouTube tutorial what I'm doing today. But they only give you a few choices when you first post it. So you have to go back in and hit edit. So when you get edit, now you can name where it was from. I typically just put the zip code and the date and things like that, and then the little map zips over there. Very, very important though. In most cases, and this is depending on your business, but I disable comments, okay? Because typically you get comment spam. 95% of them are comment spam. But on the other hand, the other 5% might be business. So you got to be careful. Do you want to throw away business? That's relative to your business if you want to disable comments. Same thing with videos. See, people can make a video and go, wow, I really relate to you, man. Hey, what's up, right? Typically, most of your comments on videos are going to be spam or porno or something like that, okay? So I disable that. So I go in and disable all those two after I edit it. So that's very important. Now, like I say, it's hypocritical because I will go and make comments on other people's sites and then go, hey, will you subscribe to me or will you friend me? So I will actually go and do it, but I won't do it to the point of spamming, And a good trick too is put your video on a Twitter stream. So you jump into Twitter, and so let's say we're talking about AB 284 here in Nevada, where AB 284, how many people are familiar with that? Okay. The people you see eating out in restaurants right now is thanks to AB 284. It is illegal now to foreclose in the state of Nevada. Okay, that's amazing.
What?
So, yes, illegal. You can right now, if you haven't filed a notice default, it is illegal unless they have the copy of the original note. So there's a lot of talk on AB 284, okay? And so I can go into a Twitter stream about Reno foreclosure, Nevada foreclosure, AB 284, and I can find that stream on Twitter, and I can go look at my video about AB 284, and then I post my video on there, okay? No different I could do on Facebook or anything else. Dave, what time we ended up here? One? How long do I have?
So, take questions in a quarter till.
Perfect, yep, that's perfect timing, yep. So Twitter's a great stream to kind of jump into. You got to be careful with Facebook. If you're posting stuff on Facebook, you don't want to be too spammy. I usually do most of my cute videos on Facebook, like ski videos and things like that. I don't do too many business-oriented. Unless they're on your business page, then it's okay to give them a lot of videos and stuff like that. But your personal, you don't want to be too spammy there. Now, the question came up, somebody asked me if I could email a video to them earlier about the investors group. And the answer is no. The files are too big, unless they're like maybe less than 30 seconds. Video files are huge. So Dropbox is pretty much who I mostly use. We're pretty much mostly Dropbox still, right? Dropbox is wonderful. It's basically you get 100 megs and then at least, and then of course once you go over that, they'll start charging for it. That's how they make their money. So what you would do is you put your video in Dropbox, and then I could email it to Harry or whoever, Dave or whoever. So Dropbox is a good way to share the videos other than YouTube. So if I wanted to send it to Jeremy and Jeremy was going to edit, I put it in Dropbox, Jeremy would edit, and then either put it back in Dropbox or put it on my YouTube channel for me. No, Dropbox is up to 300 megs now is my notes. I don't know if that's just my account or not. It used to be 100 megs, so that's quite a few videos. Shutterfly. Shutterfly is good for, Shutterfly is actually